Jose Carlos Ramirez versus Josh Taylor. This is for the undisputed World Super Lightweight title. A lot of belts on the line here. Great to see unification bouts. Always gets me excited. So the belts on the line are the WBC belt, the WBA belt, the IBF belt, and the WBO title. We're going to crown the unified champion of this World Super Lightweight division. I'm really excited to see how this fight plays out when the actual bout begins. You look at Ramirez on one side, he's a plus 230 dog here, odds ranging around that depending where you go. Josh Taylor on the other side are around the minus 270 favorite. Jose Carlos Ramirez is on a pretty good roll right now. I mean, granted 26-0, but the recent performances have been pretty good. I mean, he beat Victor Postal. That's a solid name to have on the resume. Also have a win over Maurice Hooker. I mean, now we're looking back, in early 2019. So that's a little less relevant. But the last two have been pretty decent for Ramirez. Now, Josh Taylor on the other side, first round knockout against Aponuin Konsong. That fight, 2 minutes, the body shot put him down. But before that, he beat Regis Progress. I believe Progress did think he won that fight. Competitive bout. Before that, Ivan Bacharach, Ryan Martin, I mean, also Victor Postal. If you look, there's been a lot of dominant wins for Josh Taylor throughout his just 17-fight career, has emerged as the World Boxing Super Series champion. There's a lot of things to like here, but let's talk about this stylistic matchup here between these two fighters. So on one side, we'll first talk about Jose Ramirez, the underdog in this matchup here. Orthodox is his stance. Something that I've seen from him is a pretty good straight right hand. He's got some pop in it for sure. I mean, granted, all high-level boxers have a fair amount of punching power usually, but Ramirez does hit hard, especially for that super lightweight division. He's a gritty fighter. He likes to fight in that close range. He does like to keep his hands pretty close to his face, which I think actually a pretty intelligent style for the way that he fights, as close as he likes to get. Not really going to be an outside fighter. He's looking to close that distance, mix it up, very close in the pocket. Sometimes, even too close. Granted, Josh Taylor on the other side kind of does fight well on the inside too. I think actually the superior of the two as far as inside fighting does go. He's a pressure fighter and he's a southpaw. Josh Taylor is extremely tricky to deal with. He'll use that lead hand to create space, and it even shields himself from shots at times. He's very defensively sound. Excellent jab from the outside. Granted, doesn't have the reach advantage in this matchup, but on the inside, very fast combination puncher, fights very well attacking the body, mixes it up to the body well, and that's why he got that body shot knockout in the last one. He tends to beat down the bodies of the opponents. Now, you look at this matchup here. How does it play out when this fight begins, when they both fight each other? I feel like the technician definitely is going to be Taylor. He's technically superior, in my opinion. I've also seen a clear-cut speed advantage over Jose Carlos Ramirez. Now, Taylor should be just a bit ahead of Ramirez throughout the fight, but a gritty fighter like Ramirez is going to constantly pressure. He's coming. He's a world champion. He knows this is a massive opportunity, unification bout. Both fighters undefeated. The O has got to go here, and I think because both guys are undefeated, I think we're going to get a very action-packed fight. Josh Taylor's usually in some pretty entertaining fights, as is Jose Carlos Ramirez, his opponent here. The way I see this fight ending, I think the body shots of Josh Taylor slowly wear down Ramirez. Now, because it's southpaw versus orthodox, there might be a lot of canceling out of that jab hand when they get in close, maybe even some headbutts as well. A gritty fighter like Ramirez, I feel like he does do fairly well in that type of matchup, but Josh Taylor, I still feel superior. As I said, technically, that's going to lead him to victory here, even on the inside and close in that range that Ramirez likes. I feel like Josh Taylor picks him apart, slowly but surely works his way to a late stoppage. I think he can get him out of here. I like Taylor by 9th round KO, but a 26-0 fighter, we haven't seen him knocked out before. He's got a very impressive career with 26 wins. He's fought some decent names. In the last fight, beat Victor Postal on a close decision. I got to pick Josh Taylor KO around the 9th round. I could see this fight going 12 rounds as well. Boxing, definitely hard to pick that exact round, but I think around rounds 8 to 10 is when Taylor will get him out of there. The betting odds for this fight, as I mentioned, Josh Taylor around the minus 250 favorite, Ramirez around the plus 210 dog. Let's see what money we can really get here. The fight goes to decision is minus 350. Fight doesn't go to decision is plus 260. Taylor by KO is plus 375. It's hard to be willing to throw down that money on this fight betting props simply because two undefeated guys, two proven efficient fighters, and two guys that are by no means chinny here. I still think Taylor's body shots gets him the knockout. The prop bet for Taylor at plus 375, I would consider sprinkling, but I don't love a strong bet. If you're looking to play the Josh Taylor pick, you can definitely pick him in there at the minus 250. If you're looking to maybe parlay some things up, you can maybe put Josh Taylor with some MMA bets. If some of you guys watching, I know some of you definitely are MMA fans and MMA bettors. But if you're more just into the boxing thing, I feel like maybe you do a Taylor inside the distance plus 430. That's pretty decent value, to be honest. I would consider sprinkling the plus 430 prop or just bet it straight. Don't necessarily love the Mystic Mac round picks here. For MMA, you can get away with it sometimes. For boxing, it's going to be a lot more difficult. And I feel like here you could find yourself kicking yourself with a stupid bet on this one. So I'm going to definitely lean you guys more towards to betting this one straight. If you are looking to bet Josh Taylor at the minus 250 price tag, it's not terrible value. He's technically superior. I really feel he's going to win this fight. And he's going to do it, not necessarily fairly easily. I think that Ramirez, as gritty as he is, he's probably going to take a few rounds. But I'm still thinking Josh Taylor's winning the majority of this fight. Technically faster, superior hand speed by a fair amount. And I just feel the better fighter of the two, especially on the inside. Josh Taylor shines extremely well. I feel like Ramirez sometimes a bit hittable. Excited to see how this matchup plays out, and it's awesome to see the high-level matchmaking in boxing, not, easy fights on either side. Odds at minus, the 250, minus 270, depending on where you're playing. I wish they were a bit closer, to be 100% honest with you guys. I think at minus even 200, it's a lot more valuable to bet on Josh Taylor. Seeing at the minus 250, I mean, it's not that big of a deal. If you're looking to play some boxing bets, prediction-wise, Josh Taylor, do I think that I'm going to be betting the house on him? No. If you're looking to put a little money down at that minus 250 tag, he definitely should come through and put on a very good display over the tough Jose Ramirez, world champion, and obviously very skilled, but I just feel Josh Taylor, superior of these two fighters. He gets it done. He becomes the unified super lightweight champion of the world. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe here. We cover all things MMA. Also fit in some high-level boxing as well. Follow my social media, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, and I will see you all in the next video.